Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive right in. This is Sheepdog Smokey, and Jack Dorsey says Twitter is a public square more than 5 times. Speaking before senators and representatives today, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey repeatedly referred to his platform as a public square, while simultaneously arguing that he has the right to remove lawful content protected by the First Amendment from it. Dorsey testified at 2 congressional committees today, the Senate Intelligence Committee and the House Energy and Commerce Committee. At both sessions, Dorsey continually referred to Twitter as either a public square or a digital public square. The Twitter CEO's wording is significant. According to U.S. law, speech and expression in the public square are protected by the First Amendment, regardless of whether the public squares are under private ownership. The precedent was set in Marsh v. Alabama, a 1946 Supreme Court ruling which found that a Jehovah's Witness who attempted to distribute religious materials in a company town that was entirely owned by the Gulf Shipbuilding Company could not be arrested on the grounds that she was trespassing on private property. The court concluded that since the company owned the entire town, including the sidewalks, it constituted a public square under private ownership, that the Jehovah's Witnesses' right to free speech in the public square took priority over the company's right to remove trespassers. If Twitter is a public square under private ownership, it is obliged to protect the First Amendment rights of its users. Dorsey's entire project of controlling conversational health and banning constitutionally protected speech on his platform would be a violation of the First Amendment. Dorsey would have no option but to relinquish the power of blocking and filtering users for lawful speech, and instead return the power to users via optional filters. This is a bit of a larger issue than just Twitter is concerned. You see, YouTube and Google are also known now to filter what users see on their product. Now, I can't necessarily argue that Google has become a digital public square under private ownership, but I could make an argument that YouTube has. YouTube and Twitter, for everything other than the execution of their website, enable their users to share virtually anything they wish to share. Twitter in 280 characters per tweet, images and video links, to YouTube actually being the video hosting. I found it ironic that I'm actually on YouTube right now arguing this, because YouTube has a definite liberal bent when it comes to who they ban and who they restrict. You look at people like Demolition Ranch and 22 Plinkster or Hickok 45, all firearms YouTube channels. Now, I don't know as much about 22 Plinkster or Hickok, but I know that Matt of Demolition Ranch actually has 3 channels. He has Vet Ranch, he has Off the Ranch, and he has Demolition Ranch. Demolition Ranch is his firearms channel, where he will shoot different things, he'll show off different firearms, and so on. Off the Ranch, just a vlog channel, and Vet Ranch, his professional channel, as he is a veterinarian. And I can understand requiring a blur and then a link to a separate video without the blur for Vet Ranch, where surgeries are involved. Because, honestly, even if they're planning to be a veterinarian, children under a certain age probably don't need to see the graphic details of surgery. They're probably watching for the feel-good story of the little puppy found on the side of the road that was brought back to full health and found a forever home. But veterinary students may wish to watch the uncensored video, and they can. It simply requires a second click. That I like. But when you look at the vlog channel, and actually if you look at it, Rob of Lunkers TV also has one, The Real Americans Now, where it is just his daily vlog. It's not related to hunting or fishing, it's just his vlog. He and Matt have made comments several times that they have to be very careful not to show firearms on their vlog channels, because that may end up being a strike against their channel, which could end up having them demonetized or removed from the platform altogether. Matt had a video where it was basically a comedy skit of putting things that would never be in a shotgun shell to see what happened, Legos and so on. That was actually banned as showing how to make ammunition, which I could argue that it's not, but That's not why I'm here. This is right now specifically Twitter. And Jack Dorsey is very well known for his company being very liberal. We have stories from conservatives who worked at Twitter about how they actually fear saying the wrong thing and outing themselves as a conservative because that may cost them their job. We've actually heard the same from within YouTube and Google. Because they need the job, they have to hide everything they can about their personal life. I will admit, I work with people that, if I got very political at work, would probably try to have me transferred to another room, or they would try to move, or worse. I don't necessarily believe in getting political at work. But if I want to wear my Make America Great Again hat, or a pro Second Amendment hat, or something along the lines, I often think twice about it, because what happens if someone sees it, and even being in North Texas, all of a sudden that's an assault on their person. As we've seen, people claim that those hats are when they assault someone for wearing it. If Twitter truly is a public square, then anyone trying to have someone banned for a Make America Great Again hat photo, or a post where they take a liberal to task for their lies, and so on and so forth, then Twitter must protect that. If they're calling for violence, that's one thing. If they are calling for the arrest of a liberal who got violent and assaulted someone over a hat, or a sign, or some speech, then that is protected speech. We had Madonna famously making her threats, Rosie, uh, Johnny Depp, and so many more. And all of them faced no Twitter consequences. Now, granted, yes, they did end up in many cases getting a visit by the Secret Service, but I've yet to see any of them get more than that. And that's the problem, honestly. I have more than several times, many times, I have contacted Twitter support and Twitter safety with screenshots of tweets calling for violence and worse against people, calling for them to be doxxed and run out of town, made unemployable, and then to harm them, or worse, threats against public officials, and I get no response from Twitter. I've had one or two tweets that I've reported for actually calling for violence taken down, but I've had my own interactions with Twitter where someone will say a tweet of mine where I tell someone, no, that's a bald faced lie and you're a moron, is an attack on their person, and I get banned for 7 days. And they won't hear anything about it. I have messaged them many times over those occasions and ask, how does my pointing out that someone is lying and using a word like moron violate your rules? They are lying. They are a moron, and I get nothing back. But I report people for supporting Antifa violence, and I hear nothing as well. Dorsey needs to decide, is it a public or a private square? If it is public, he has responsibilities as the person running that public square. And if he does maintain that it is a digital public square under private ownership, and he continues acting as he is, he may have some problems in the future. But I guess we'll have to see where this goes. I've talked about it long enough, though. Make sure to let me know what you think in the comments. Just keep it civil, as always. We do not learn from arguments, we learn from debate. As always, please remember to like, share, and comment on this video, as well as to subscribe and to ring that notification bell so that you are among the first to know of all new content as it is posted. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful day.